Hello and welcome back to the Carp Hunters YouTube channel. We're back here on Sandmartin and very excited for this. I'm finally in the point swim that I wanted to get in originally. I'm going to apologise though straight away. I've had a bit of a cold lately and my voice, I'm literally only just starting to get my voice back, so apologies in advance if it sounds a bit croaky like it does at the moment. But believe it or not, it's the start of June at the moment, and you wouldn't believe it by the weather. I mean, I've got a coat on, I've got my joggers on, and it's been freezing, it's been raining. It's like the middle of January, apart from the fact that there's leaves on the trees. But I am fishing. I've been here a good few hours. Just wanted to get everything sorted out, make sure everything's nice and sorted. I'm here for a mega 5-day session, and I've got plenty of time to hopefully catch Tilly. But about 3 weeks ago, Tilly was caught twice within the space of about a week. Bit disappointed. It was a couple of days after I left the complex last time I was here. From the far side in the cobble swim, well next to it, because there's swans nesting there at the minute. But yeah, that side is where Tilly was caught both times. But I did plonk myself down in this swim. There is quite a few swims free. It's just literally bank holiday is just ending right now. I came down here on Thursday trying to get a swim. It's a stupid idea really, and obviously I didn't get a swim. The whole complex was taken up for the 4-day bank holiday. You know, it doesn't happen very often. The Queen's Platinum Jubilee, Diamond Jubilee was 10 years ago now. God, time flies. But no, like I said, I've got 3 rods out at the moment. I've got one on an adjustable zig, 3 foot under the surface, so I am going to go ahead and take that another foot down in a couple of minutes after I've done this piece. I've got one fish in a single hook bait. I've got the JH bait Nutty Bee pop-up on the middle rod, and then I've got 2 pieces of fake maize, the pop-up versions of that from Corder, fishing with some of the JH baits Nutty Bee boilie and some frozen corn. You know, there's frozen bags of corn around it. So that's that. I'm going to apologise again about my voice, but hopefully in the next couple of days or so it gets a little bit better. It's just been so annoying, you know. But no, obviously you can see behind me we've got a new Bivvy. This is the Tempest 150 Aquatex. This is the brand new one. It's got the 4 mozzie mesh. I'll show you a bit more about it later on in the video. But you know, I'm here for 5 days, like I just said. I'm very excited. I'm going to get more into depth about the session as the session goes. Probably tomorrow I'll start more into that, but I just wanted to start the video on the first day. I haven't done that for the last couple of times. But no, like I said, 3 rods are out, and I'm feeling quite good for tonight. I'm going to take the zig down another foot. But until then, let's just cross our fingers and hope one of the big ones comes along, preferably Tilly. So yeah, I am excited. I have got high hopes for this session, but you know, I'm no fool. This is the Bluebell Lakes complex. 5 days is easily not long enough to catch, but a good few fish have been coming out at the minute, especially from Mallard. Mallard's been doing very well. I did contemplate fishing on there, because they've only just stopped spawning on here. They spawned about a week or so ago when we had that nice weather, and I was going to just jump on Mallard, get a few runs for the camera, but when I was looking back at my videos, I think it's the last 3 videos I did have all been on Mallard, so I thought I'd change it up a little bit and come back onto Sandmartin. So let's go ahead and move that zig down another foot now. Okay, so I'm obviously out of focus because the rods are in focus. And I'm just going to move the zig 1 foot down. These rods, the Daiwa Longbow DFs, the X45s, they actually have foot markers on the rods. So I'm just going to take the line off the alarm, take the bobbin off, grab where the line is at 1 foot, undo the clutch, and just literally bring it in, just like that. Put the line back on the alarm, put my stow back on, and just like that we're fishing at 4 foot under the surface now, and hopefully that will encourage a fish to come along and take my black bit of foam. But for now, I'm going to get back in my bivvy where it's nice and warm, get some dinner on and chill out for a bit. So I'll see you in a bit, hopefully this time with a fish. That's the last you're going to see from me today. It's got dark very, very quickly, and I'm going to get in my pit in a couple of minutes and watch some films just while I'm watching the water. I literally just heard a big one splash out right down the other end of the lake, but it's something to go by. If I keep hearing them bosh out in front of me in the morning, if I keep hearing them bosh out in front of me tonight, then it'll definitely help me for tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to see you in the morning, because I can't wait to get into my pit. But hopefully I'll see you tonight with a fish. I'll see you in the morning. Well, it's the next day, and obviously with the lack of nighttime footage, nothing happened last night. Not surprisingly though either, to be fair. It's actually middle of the afternoon at the moment. I haven't recorded anything this morning, purely because nothing's happened, and I don't want to just fill the vlog with loads of useless crap, just me waffling on. So I have redone the rods. I've put the right hand rod onto a solid bag. Left hand rod I've put just past the marginal tree here, with a couple handfuls of bait around it. That I just put up, chucked out with the catapult. That cast's only a underarm cast, and then my middle rod I've stuck with a zig, chucked out to the middle of the pond, and it's fishing 5 foot under at the moment. So fingers crossed it can produce a bite, but if not, then well, I'm gonna have to have a little rethink tomorrow. But mate next to me, been speaking to him today. I took some photos for him with some fish he landed. He had one last night and one this morning. Well, I say this morning, it was early lunchtime-ish. That's why I haven't recorded anything, because I was over speaking to him for such a long time. He had a 27 and a 29, both proper dark, beautiful commons, and he said they were both on solid bags, so that's why I've decided to go with solid bags. But apart from that, it's been a very, very quiet day on the complex. Still doesn't feel like June. Still horrible weather. It's not cold or rainy or anything. It was raining this morning a little bit, but yeah, I should be sat outside sunbathing this time of year, but I'm sat in my bivvy drinking a cup of tea instead. So not to complain, this weather might be bang on for carp fishing. I mean, it's done matey next to me a couple of bites, but I'm just gonna have to keep doing me and keep trying my hardest, and hopefully that'll produce a bite. But if not, I know I've worked my hardest this session, and there's nothing much more that I could have done. I am contemplating a move though, to his right, the one he's had 2 fish. Fish showing and showing and showing and showing out in front of him this morning. So I'm out of focus. Yeah, fish just showing out in front of him this morning, into this afternoon. Big dark commons just splashing constantly, boshing out. So if nothing is productive in this swim going into tonight, and there's no shows to sort of reinforce that confidence of this swim, I am going to have a little nosy over to that swim and probably, most likely, definitely set up in there, because I don't want to miss out on the bite. So I'm not going to waffle on much longer. I'll see you this evening when I'm making dinner, I guess. But for now, if you're fishing, good luck. Wish me luck, and I'll see you in a bit. Got some of the old scran on the go. I am very excited for today's dinner. Sorry I look a bit dark. Lovely lake view behind me. Oh, life is good. And this chicken, it's got some of the mixed spice in it, one of those tortilla kits. I absolutely can't wait to get deep into that chicken. Okay, so sorry about the handheld footage, but I'm just redoing my left hand rod. I'm going to take it out with the boat with some bait around it. So I've got 7.5 inches of boom. We've got the a size 4, if it will focus, a size 4 crank Kamakura, and then I'm going to put if I just put it on the table, put a sticky minnow pop up on it as well. So hopefully that'll bag me tilly. So I'll see you when I'm putting it out. Well, I couldn't show me putting the boat out because it got dark very quickly. So apologies for that, but I mapped out my my swim yesterday with my bait boat, and I took the bait boat out, marked a spot, brought it back, put some bait in my rig in it. Obviously, I'm sticking in a size 4 crank, barbless. Took it back out again, dropped it on the spot, and there we go, fishing perfectly on bait. I'm not sure whether I'm confident in it yet or not. We'll just have to find out during the night. But this is a new toy I've got. It's the Tracker Mozzie Zapper. Well, the wolf one is the Mozzie Zapper. I can't remember what it's called. Bug Blaster, that's what it's called. And it's basically, if you go into the toilets at like campsites or anything, they normally have these on the wall, and it's a UV light connected to a metal coil, which will electrocute the bug. So although it's not very warm, it's you know, bugs are still about. So my Tempest has got these sort of like loops, I'm guessing for the inner tent, and just hang it up there, and there we go. Now I'm hopefully protected from the bugs, because this year mosquitoes have been horrible to me, and I mean, like, just absolutely, they love my blood. But like I said, all 3 rods are out. Got one on a side bag in the margin. I'll show you maybe doing that tomorrow. Middle rod on a zig, 5 foot under the surface. I am going to take it to 7 foot under the surface before I go to bed, so I'm going to do that in about an hour or so. And then my left hand rod, which is the rod I've just put out, with a sticky manila pop-up, fishing over a bed of sticky manila boilies, pardon me, and some sweet corn. So the sweet corn is there purely for an attractant for the fish to, as they're, you know, swimming in the upper layers, hopefully they're going to see that corn and think, oh, there's food there, I'm going to have a look at that. You know, there's obviously no nutritional value in corn for fish, but the boilies is what the bulk of the meal, if you like. So beautiful buffet out there. Tomorrow I'm going to redo my side bag, and I'm going to put some goo on it. I've got some new goos as well that I'm going to try out. But apart from that, I don't think there's much left to tell you for tonight. My throat's getting better, hopefully you can tell. But no, early start in the morning. If you haven't had a fish tonight, then I'm really going to start thinking about a move, because although I've wanted this swim for a long time, it's not doing me great so far. So with nothing else to tell you, I think I'm going to get into bed and just chill out, watch a film or something, and then I'll set an alarm for about an hour and a half or so. Get out, move my zig another 2 foot under the surface so it's proper mid-water for the night, and then, well, we'll see what happens then. But I'm glad I brought my waders, because this swim, God, it's like abseiling down a rock face trying to get down to the water's edge. I've almost slipped in every time I've gone down there, because obviously taking the boat down there, you have to drop it into the water, and I'm trying to find my phone. It's just been a nightmare. So I'm glad I brought my waders. They're set up for if I get a fish in the night. But no, I'm going to get the kettle on, get into bed, and chill out for a little bit. So if we have any fish during the night, I'll of course let you know. But yeah, I'll tell you a bit more about the session and all that tomorrow. I'm going to rest my throat for a little bit, and like I said, just chill out. So hopefully you'll see me in the night with a fish, but if not, you'll see me in the morning. Well, good morning everyone, and obviously with like a nighttime footage, nothing was caught last night. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning now. Sun's been up for a few hours now. Been up a couple of hours, just been chilling. I had a couple of cups of tea. That was a bit hard to get out in the morning. And I'm just redoing my right hand rod. I've just redone my zig. I didn't show it on film because you've seen me put the zig out before. It's a foot under the surface because the weather's a lot better today, hence the vents are open. So I'm just going to redo a side bag, and I might as well tie it on film for you. So I'll readjust the camera in 1 second, and then I'll show you everything I do to tie these beautiful little side bags that have caught me a fair few fish. No luck as of yet on this lake, but no, it's you know, as long as I have confidence in it, it'll catch anywhere. So I'll move the camera down a little bit, and well, let's watch me tie a side bag. Okay, so now I've moved you down, I'll just show you all the components that are in my side bag. So I've got about 4 inches of uncoated braid, bit of shrink tube, a size 6 wide gape hook, a lead, and then one of these avid bag stems. Pretty simple, pretty easy. The hook bait of choice, if you can see that, blood-one wafter. Love wafters on side bags. You know, I wouldn't ever put a pop up or you know, like a 15-16mm classic boilie. You want to keep the hook bait as small as possible, so that's why we're going with that. Bit unorganised this morning, my apologies. Right, need to get the old tackle box out, get my baiting needle out, and a hair stop. So this I'm just going to chuck out into open water today. I don't really have a specific place I want to put it. I'm not too far out. I don't want to chuck it out into 18-foot of water. I want to keep it as shallow as possible because the fish obviously aren't going to be in the deeper, colder water at the moment. And I'm trying to well, sort of intercept the fish when they're in the shallow water, because I feel like they're sort of getting ready to restart spawning, because they started spawning last week or a couple of weeks ago when we had that really nice weather, and yeah, then the weather just went to shite, and yeah, they just stopped spawning. So hopefully they don't start spawning while I'm here, because if they do start spawning today, then I'll obviously have to cut the trip short, because you know, it's just etiquette that you don't want to be fishing while the carp are spawning. They need a break, and this is, especially at Bluebell, this is their one time a year to have a little break. So obviously not, the complex doesn't shut or anything, but I'm not going to entertain it. It's just not fair on the fish, in my opinion. So right, enough about that. A small quarter solid bag, fill it with some pellet, or in my case some of the JH bait, banana Scopex pellet, and some of the mainline cell stick mix. So get a flat bed of that, make a little gully, if you like a sort of trench, get your hook bait, slide it on in there, make sure it's one side, just like that, turn the bag over, put the lead in on the other side, just like that. So you want the lead one side of the bag, a layer of pellet, and then the hook bait, because in that way your hook bait will always float to the top and your lead will always land on the bottom, because of, you know, how heavy the lead is compared to everything else. I did not learn that myself. I watched who was it? I can't remember it's one of the guys at Corda do it, and ever since that I've just started doing it. So you want to pack this down as much as you can, get all the air out of it, fill every little crevice you can possibly find, keep filling, keep packing until you're probably, I don't know, 8/10 of the way there. And after this, it's up to you whether you put PVA tape on or you lick and stick. These Corda ones are pretty tasteless, so I just lick and stick. Just make sure all is packed down, compress as much as it can be. And yeah, so this is Rob Burgess that told me this, well, didn't tell me this, that showed me this, and I've just been doing it ever since. So still got a bit of extra room in these corners, just want to make sure that's all taken up. Just keep packing it down, you don't want any free space. There we go. Right, there we go. So that's ready to lick and stick. Just get it sort of turned halfway. There we go. And then I can just, and they don't taste horrible at all. Some of the other brands do, but Cordas are just, you know, they're fine for what I need them to do. Right, that's that bag. This time I'm going to inject a bit of goo into it. Once I've folded the corners down, and then you'll see how compact my my side bags actually are. Just keep flicking away at the corner. You can be really rough with these. Just pull it shut. It's a nice aerodynamic parcel of attraction. You know, it's just absolutely perfect. There we go. Right, there is your, if I cover my face, there is your side bag. Right, let's just poke some holes in it. Where's the light side here? Poke a couple of holes in it. You don't want too many holes, just some holes in the top so air can be let out of it. And then if I come down here, got the goo bag. I'll decide what goo I want to put into it. Pink almond. I might put one of the new ones in actually. I'll put salami in it. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to put salami in this one. If you've ever had a pepperami before, it smells exactly exactly like that. I love these goos. I wouldn't ever leave home without them. Some people think they're a bit of a gimmick, but I personally, I absolutely love them. So this just makes a perfect little little cloud in the water, especially if it's the smoke version instead of the Supreme, because the smoke is designed to create that cloud in the water column that attracts the fish down. So that's why I've got so much confidence in them. I do really think they have a slight edge over not putting any goo in, because they're simply so attractive. And you know, say what you want about them, they've worked for me in the past, and that's why I use them. And personally, I think you should just use anything you're confident in, to be honest. Whether that's some hemp oil, make sure it's PVA friendly before you put it in, of course. Whether that's hemp oil, some of the goos, nothing at all. You know, some of the PVA friendly liquids that, you know, mainline, sticky do, things like that. Just shove it in there. As long as you've got confidence in it, it will work for you. And that's why I've got goo in mind. So let's just turn the camera around and get this lovely little parcel of attraction that is quite literally asking for a bite to cast out. See you in a minute. Well, apologies for that. I thought I pressed record when I was putting the solid bag rod out, but I clearly didn't. Basically all it was, I told you a bit about where I was going to put it, showed you it, cast it out, and there we go, it's now fishing. Like I said, apologies for that, but yeah, I thought I'd have a little chat about what's going on with the channel recently. And yeah, I know, for lack of a better word, the content has been slow, awful, my schedule's been awful, but I'm hoping to pick it up. Been a busy last couple of weeks actually. Haven't managed to get on the bank, and this is my first opportunity, so I've absolutely took it by the neck. And yeah, like I said, we're on Sandmartin. This is where I'm going to be spending the rest of the year, at least up until sort of like November time, when this lake normally shuts off for the winter, and then I'll probably be back on Mallard, but we're nowhere near that time yet, and we need to focus on the task in hand. So obviously the series is called The Hunt for a 50. The 50's Tilly. Was caught a couple of weeks ago twice, so probably won't be out until sort of maybe August, September time. But you know, you never know, that fish is gonna have to eat something at some point, and fingers crossed it just so happens to come across my hook bait on one of my 3 rods. So that's that. It did make an appearance in July last year. Some Chinese lad had her off the surface, but I'm not really going to be surface fishing on this lake much. Surface fishing I'll probably stick with on Bluebell, just, you know, if things are going slow on here, I'll bring the rods in and nip over there for a couple of hours, and obviously I'll bring the camera and whatnot. But the fish, I'm not sure whether they're close to spawning yet. No one's had anything as far as I'm aware. But like I said, I'll let you know if they start spawning, and I'll have to pack up, go home, and I'll be back down here in 3 weeks' time or so. So originally, I was going to say the excuse was they were spawning, and they have spawned in a few places this last 2-3 weeks. But no, I've just not been able to come fishing as much as I wanted. So hopefully that's all going to change now. I'm going to be back down here next week or the week after that, hopefully, recording another video. Whether I'm going to be on Sandmartin or not, I'm not sure, because you know, if they're spawning, I'll probably go on Swan or Mallard or something like that. I don't want to bother with Kingy, stupidly hard lake, and I just can't have the patience for it at the moment. And Bluebell I don't even want to entertain, because it's a hard lake, and it's not a very it's not a lake that I have any interest in fishing, to be honest. So that's that. Later on in the video I'll show you around my bivvy if you want something like that, just a sort of like a time filler and all that. But hopefully that time will be filled with a fish, me lifting up and showing you Tilly, which will obviously be a new PB for me, and I'd have thought it'd be a PB for a very, very long time. But we haven't caught her yet. For all I know, could be a couple of meters away from her, could be, you know, other end of the lake from her. So I've just got to keep trying, keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll get my chance soon. But I'm going to chill out for a bit. I'm not going to bring my left hand rod in, because I took that out last night when I was showing you. So that's been out for less than, well, whatever the time is. I don't even think it's been out for 12 hours yet, so I'm going to leave that for now. Maybe sort of dinner time, sort of 5-6 o'clock-ish, I'll bring it in, freshen the hook bait up, take it out with the boat again, with another load of bait. And that's that. But I'm not sure whether I should put 2 on zigs or just leave 1 on a zig, because obviously I don't feel like they're all going to be on the bottom. There might be a few on the bottom, but I feel like there's going to be a couple of missed opportunities if I don't put at least 2 on a zig. So I'm going to have a think about that throughout the day, and I'll let you know later on. But for now, I think I'm going to chill out. I was going to say I'm going to have a cup of tea, but it's a bit too hot for that. I'll probably end up having one anyway. But like I said, I'm just going to get my bivvy sorted out a little bit. It's a bit of a mess in here. Get everything squared away and chill out for a bit, watch the water, and enjoy finally a nice day in June. Well, good evening. Well, good afternoon everyone, and oh my god, it is absolutely boiling. It's only about 24-25 degrees, but god, it's so hot. I'm trying to stay in the shade in my bivvy. I've had a couple of liners on all 3 rods, but there's this white stuff that just keeps coming into my swim, and it's going to make it really hard to recast this evening if I do decide to. But yeah, sorry, no fish have been showing, no fish have been caught today. Just really slow, and not surprising from this weather. So I'm not gonna bother messing you around and recording. I'm just waffling on about nothing. So I'm just going to turn the camera off in a couple of seconds and just chill out and well, just try and stay cool, because it is absolutely boiling out, as you can probably tell. So I'll see you in a bit, hopefully with a fish, but if not, you'll see me later anyway, recasting my rods. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Well, good morning everyone, and obviously with lack of nighttime footage, nothing has happened last night, but I'm just going to put a fresh hook bait on my my left hand rod, because when I woke up this morning the bobbin was tight against the alarm, and the tip of my hook was a bit bent. So I'm thinking possibly I was done, possibly I wasn't. I'm not sure, but for now I'm just going to get this hook back on the sorry, I'm just going to get this rig back on the money with a new hook bait. 7.5 inches of boom, Kamakura crank, hook bead, kicker, crimps, and a bit of tungsten putty as well, just to keep the pop-up critically balanced. This time I'm going for the krill pop-ups. It's another fish meal flavour, and I think it's more of a favourable flavour than the sweet ones that I've got in my pot. So I'm just going to get this onto the basting needle, and then we'll proceed to put it out. If I know where my basting needle is. One sec. Right, so I'm just going to get my krill pop-up, put it on the baiting needle, get a bit of bait floss out, get my rig, scissors, chop the old bit of floss off. I've already sharpened the hook, but I do need to put a bit of the camera coat on it, because obviously now the metal is exposed again. It'll be prone to rusting quite easily, so I need to actually find where I put that. My bivvy's a bit of a mess this morning. Right, cut a bit of bait floss off, put it back in the box, thread this onto the micro ring swivel, just like that. Bit of fiddly, hooked myself. Right. We'll once I've done this, I'll take it out on the boat. So now I've got the hook bait on, I'm going to cut the excess off, get my lighter, and just burn and dab the end, just like that, and that stops the hook bait being able to fall off. So I'll join you outside once I'm ready to take this out, but I'm just going to find my camera coat and put some camera coat on it quickly, so I'll see you when I'm outside. Right, so I'm not going to put this rod out with the boat, I'm just going to flick it into this margin here, because there has been a bit of bubble in there in the last couple of days. So let's just, I'm just going to flick it out with my underarm cast, and hopefully that'll bring us tilly, but we'll have to cast out to find out. That was a solid donk as well. Alright, I'm just going to set this bob in, and hopefully I'll see you in a bit with the fish, but for now I'm going to get some food on, because I'm very hungry, and I haven't eaten yet today. It's about 10 o'clock ish, been up a few hours, been speaking to my new friend over there. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Well, good evening everyone. Obviously with the lack of any footage at all, it's been a very slow one today. I was wiped out by a coot earlier, protecting its little ones from another coot. So you know that messed all my lines about. So the reason I've started recording, I'm not just going to waffle onto the camera. I'm going to bring in my right hand rod and give it a quick recast. Well, tiny solid bag, and then give it a quick recast. So if I turn the camera around, let's do that now. Right, so the reason we're bringing in the right hand rod is doing absolutely nothing, so let's get this reeled in. Right, so that's that reeled in. On this rig was, if I just move out the camera, a bloodworm wafter, 4.5 inches of supernatural, 2 ounce pear lead onto a avid bag stem. Very, very easy fishing. I'm just going to take the stem off of the line. Very easy, just tie an easy loop knot, just feed it through. These Kamakura wide gapes are very sharp. There we go. Let that line go. I'll let this dry out for a couple of seconds, and we'll get another solid bag tied. Tied the solid bag, you want to make sure that they're absolutely perfect. If I just focus on that, it's not wanting to focus. There we go. Make sure he's absolutely tight. Put hook bait one side, lead the other. So every time it lands, it will land on the lead at the bottom. So I've pierced some holes. Bloody flies. I've pierced some holes where the hook bait is, so just so air can escape easily when it lands, and there's no solid bag being lifted from the bottom, and it's messing with the with how the rig needs to be presented. So hopefully this might land me tilly or cluster. Let's get it cast out. Right, solid bag. Let's get it cast out. I would say that's a pub jug, but realistically it's where the ledge starts. So hopefully it's all a patrol route for the fish. I'm grasping the shores a little bit here, but yeah, I'll get this bobbin set, then I'll see you inside the bivvy. Okay, so I was just thinking to myself, and I realised I'm mentioning tilly, and last clip I mentioned a fish called cluster all the time, and you're probably thinking, well, what are those fish? You know, if you've never fished Bluebell lakes, then you're not really gonna have a clue what those fish are. So I'll pop a photo in now of tilly. I actually took this photo for a bloke who caught her last October at 53 pounds something. So she's a bit down in weight at the moment, but still a huge fish, and I'd love to catch her. You know, this is my campaign fishing for the rest of the year. And when I do get my chance to catch her, it's just going to be an absolutely amazing moment. And there's another targeted fish. I'm not particularly targeting this fish, but I'm not going to turn it down. A fish called cluster. I'll put a photo in now. I haven't seen this fish be caught, seen this fish in person, but still an amazing fish. You know, the scales on it are just absolutely immaculate. So that's that. To be honest though, it's going to be very, very hard, and a lot of blanks because this lake is very moody. You know, one of the moodiest lakes on the complex. This is one of the moodiest lakes on the complex. It's done 2 fish in 4 days, 4 or 5 days, and both of those fish were to matey in the corner over there. So yeah, hard fishing, very, very hard fishing, and you know, I'm beating myself up about not having any runs or anything like that, but to be honest, there's not an awful lot I can actually do about it. I know there is potential to have big hits of fish on this lake, but at the moment I'm not. I think they're very, very close to spawning. Another few days of hot weather, clear skies, you know, they'll definitely go at it, because when we had that really nice weather a few weeks back, they started spawning, and the weather just absolutely did a full 180 and went horrible again. So they sort of just abandoned that spawn. So they're still yet to spawn on this lake, as far as I'm aware. So that may be why it's fishing so moody. It could be that they're not thinking about food; they're thinking about spawning. They don't want any food at the moment, and so if I come down here in next week and they're spawning, I will have to lay off this lake for a couple of weeks, at least 2-3 weeks, and let them spawn, because I'm not about to chuck 3 rigs in the water to spawning fish. You know, you just don't do that, in my opinion. So next video, hopefully it'll be on here, but if not, we'll go on mallard. Hopefully I'll have quite a few fish in these blooming flies. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a couple of nice fish to boot from mallard, because you know, there's mallard, yeah, there's a lot of those horrible simmos, you know, horrible strain of fish, not very good looking, quite small, but there's also an awful lot of very, very nice fish in there as well. So that's that. Next week, like I said, if I'm not on here, I'll be on mallard. and hopefully we can catch a couple of fish. But I was just thinking, if you want to see any sort of like review videos on bivvies, rods, alarms, anything like that, just make sure you can put it in the comments below, and I'll try my best to do that. But you know, tactics wise for this session, I've pretty much tried everything. I haven't tried every hook bait, of course, but I've tried most tactics that I think are gonna most likely land me a fish on this lake. So I'm doing size bags at the moment. I've tried spinner rigs, I've tried zig rigs. I haven't tried an all-out bottom bait yet because I'm not too keen on that. You know, I always want some form of buoyancy in my hook baits, whether that's a wafter or a pop-up. So yeah, I'm not too keen on just going with an all-out bottom bait rig. I have got the means to tie a rig like that. You know, Loops and Booms combi rig is one of my favourites for when I'm using wafters. And I'm sure it'd work for when I'm if I wanted to use a bottom bait. Yeah, like I said, solid bags, zigs, you know, different heights. I've been messing around with the height of zigs, and it's just absolutely, you know, just I'm at a loss for words. I don't really know what else I can do, to be honest, because I've put my zig out in about 7-8 foot of water, literally 2-3 rod lengths off the bank, because my theory is I don't think they're all in the middle of the lake. I think they're patrolling around the edges of the lake, you know, and all that. I don't think there's hardly any fish in the middle. So instead of just chucking one along and hoping for the best, you know, I've put bit of a common sense towards it and gone, right, well, I can still use a zig in 8 foot of water, and it's at about 3.5-4 foot under the water at the moment, so proper mid water. Hopefully if any fish see it, they'll come by it, and hopefully it will land me a nice scaly banger. But yeah, I think that's everything. Not a lot else to say. If you have any questions about Bluebell Lakes, put it down in the comments below, but I'll put in the top right corner right now about tips coming to Bluebell Lakes. I get a lot of questions about asking what lake should I go on, what bait should I use, what rig should I use, etc, etc. So go and watch that video, and it will hopefully give you a couple of tips. You know, it's not specific tips for a specific lake, it's your mindset for coming to Bluebell Lakes, what you need to know, what you need to prepare, and yeah, just go and watch it. It's a good video, I think. So I'll leave it there. I don't want to waffle on for too much longer, but I'm going to get myself some dinner. I haven't eaten it today. I did say I was going to have some food earlier, but I ended up having a little nap because yeah, it's tiring waking up at 4:30 every morning. So I'll see you in a bit, hopefully with a fish, but if not, you'll see me in a bit. Well, good afternoon everyone. I say good afternoon, it's evening, and yeah, that's the last update you'll see from me tonight. And not only that, it's the last night I've got on the complex, so fingers crossed. Sort of last ditch saloon kind of thing, but yeah. Well, good evening everyone, and it's my last update you'll see from me tonight. Very, very quiet day in total, nothing's happening at all. Yeah, last night on the complex tonight, last ditch saloon kind of thing, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can bag up, because yeah, I haven't got too long left, and I really do want to catch something. You know, I don't want to blank, but you know, blanks are going to happen on this complex. You know, every time I come here, it's a hard lake to fish. You know, I'm not expecting red letter session, you know, tons and tons of bites, but a fish would be nice to go home with. But you know, it is what it is, and you know, I can't control what the fish are doing. All I can do is carry on what I'm doing, and hopefully maybe a fish might come along, maybe it might not, but either way, I'll see you tomorrow, but hopefully tonight with a fish.